What's the difference between finding the place value of a digit and the value of a digit? A very important question we're going to conquer today. Place value has the word place, which means location. To find the place value of a digit, you simply tell us where it is located. What is the place value of the column that it's in? Value of a digit is to tell me what it's worth because of its location. So, let's look at a few examples. Find the place value of the 7. Now, to find place value, it's very important to first identify your decimal, because you'll notice in our place value chart, the ones place is where the decimal is. Right behind the ones place is where we find the decimal. That means that the numbers behind the decimal are smaller than a whole. So these, we might say, are fractions or decimals of a whole. Numbers in front of the decimal are whole numbers. And numbers in front of the decimal can be identified by their periods. So this is the whole period, the ones period. This is the thousands period, and if this were to continue, we would have a millions period. That would include 10 million and 100 million, and trillions and quadrillions, etc., all the way to infinity. So, if I find my decimal, then I could sing our place value song until I got to the 7. Ones place, tens place, hundreds place, comma, 1,000, 10,000, 100,000 means that that is the place value of that 7, 100,000. So if we did it for this one, ones place, tens place, tens. After we sing our place value song, in case you forgot, goes ones place, tens place, hundreds place, comma, 1,000, 10,000, 100,000, comma, 1 million, 10 million, 100 million, comma, just 10 digits to a billion. And if you have a decimal number, start at the decimal place. Counting smaller is not difficult. Tenths, hundreds, thousandths. So, because I'm looking for the 7 and it's behind it, I could sing, counting smaller is not difficult. Tenths, hundredths, thousandths. And the most important part of that word is that we add the TH. Thousandths. So, what is the value of the 3? Let's find the value of the 3 in these numbers. This is 3/10. It's in the tenths place, but because it's a 3, we're going to write 3/10. And you can simply write 3/10 or 3/10. The 3 in this number is ones place, tens place, hundreds place, comma, 1,000. And since I have 3 1,000s, 3,000 is the value of that digit. This is in the ones place, so the value of the digit is 3. So place value is where is it located, and value is how much is it worth. Reading and writing numbers. Word form uses words. 3,016. Short word form uses a combination of words and numbers. 3,016. And standard form is the way you typically see numbers written, hence the word standard, using numbers and commas. 3,016. So, some examples here. To write these in short word form would mean first that I would identify the commas and identify the periods that I was going to have to write in my short word form. So because I have 1 comma, I would underline the 2 periods and know that there are pieces on the end that are not quite a whole. This decimal tells me that I'm going to use the word and. These are going to go between it. This one says I need the first comma word. So this is reading this as one number, 375. And this means that I have to say 1,000. Read this as one number, 900. And now, to identify the decimal place that it ends in, the word that I'm going to write on the end, I can use an identifier of find the ones place and put zeros under the digits. The number that I make is the number that I'm going to write at the end. So I would say 3/100ths. Sometimes figuring out the decimal place value is the most difficult. So using this trick, use your 1 under your ones and put a 0 under each digit, and you will create the number that helps you with the place value. Let's try it down here. This time I have 3 different periods. I have my ones period, my thousands, and my millions. So I'm going to write the digit I underlined and write the period it is in. So 6 million. There are no thousands. There's no need to write 0 thousands. I can simply skip that period. And this is 200. So this number is 6,200,000 and 567. How do I know what number to write there? Well, if I use this trick, 1, 0, 0, 0, I've made the number thousandths. That is the word that I need to write to identify the short word form of 6,200,000 and 567 thousandths. Okay, let's take a look at writing in standard form. 69 and 3/100ths. The strategies I used on this side can also help me on this side. The fact that I see the word and means that everything back here is going to go behind the decimal, and everything here is going to go in front of it. 69, easy enough. 3/100ths. Well, I can sing counting smaller is not difficult, tenths, hundredths. I know I need 2 spaces, and I have to make the number 3. If I put the number 3, I've done it incorrectly and done 30/100ths. But 69 and 3/100ths looks like that. 1,987,000 and 14 thousandths. Let's see if we can use what we did here to identify this. 1 million means that I need to have 2 commas. So I need to have a comma here, and then I have the word and. Counting smaller is not difficult, tenths, hundredths, thousandths. So 1 million would have to go in front of this comma, 987. It doesn't say anything about the thousand period, so I would fill that in with 3 zeros. 987 and 14 thousandths. How do I make a 14 with 3 blanks? 0, 1, 4. So, word form, identify your periods and know what words to write. Standard form, use the words to help you identify the periods of blanks to fill in. So, push pause and see how you do. Each of these we're going to write the word form for, which means we have to be able to correctly read it to know how to write it. And whatever we read is what we're going to write. This would say 35 and 7/100ths. And you would write 35 and 7. And because this is 2 zeros, we would write hundredths. This one, in front of the decimal, I have 870. I have the word and then I have 16 thousandths. So I write 870 and 16 thousandths. Now, word form does say that you should write out the word 16. Short word form would allow me to use the 16. This one, 9,482,350 and 1/10. Well, there I go, trying to do short word form again. 482,350 and 1/10. Okay, this set of problems says write the value of each 7 and the place value of each 3. I'm just going to simply make a chart. This is what I'm going to do with my 7s, and this is what I'm going to do with my 3s. This I'm going to write the value, and this I'm going to write the place value, which means this one's going to be a location, and this one's going to be how much it is worth. The 7 in this number is in the hundreds place, so its value is 700. This 7 is in the hundredths place, so its value is 7/100ths. This 7 is in the ones place, so its value is 7. The place value of the 3 is 1,000. That is where the 3 is located. This 3 is in the hundred place, and this is in the hundredths. The TH at the end tells us that it is less than 1 and is behind the decimal. Alright, 2 more problems. Write in standard form. 987,302 and 7/10. I first identify the and what's behind it. So I know I'm going to have a decimal and tenths. Counting smaller is not difficult. Tenths. 987,302. Because I'm using the millions, I have to go to the third period. So 987 is in my millions. I don't have any listed for my thousands. And 302 is in the ones period. And 7/10. Last, 3,016,452 and 3/100ths. There I've identified my decimal word and everything behind it. So I know I'm going to have that and tenths, hundredths. Million is the largest period, so I need 3 periods. 3,016,000. Now I know there have to be 3 digits in each period in the middle. It's okay if I don't put the zeros here, but 16,000 would have to look like that. 452 and 3/100ths.